over here, the human figure that you see over here, followed by the experience that I spoke to you about. And once that experience, once you are in that state, and I don't say you're sitting down for meditation, I say it's a meditative state. Once you are in that meditative state, the second part of this evening would be the music. And that music will help us to be in that state, retain that state, sustain that state for a little bit more longer time. That's what we're going to do today. So with that said, I will pass on the baton to Dr. Ashish Pradhan. And Dr. Ashish Pradhan will introduce himself.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening session. Thank you, Leena, for the very kind introduction. I am Ashish. I have been practicing this form of meditation since I was a kid, which was like yesterday. No, just kidding. So it's been a while, and what I would like to do for the next maybe 5-10 minutes is to explain to you what Sahaj is about. Introduce also the founder to you. We call her Srimataji, and prepare you for, in a way, for the most important part of the evening, which is the actual meditation session, which will be led by another fellow volunteer. I think what Leena said is important at multiple levels. All of us are volunteers. Sahaj is basically, we are a non-profit entity, and we are present nationally in most cities and in fact more than 100 countries around the world. And we are so happy to see all of you here. So let's get started. Sahaj basically, for many of you who are from, if you are from the subcontinent, essentially is a conjoint expression. Saha and Ja. Essentially it means born with. That's the expression. And what it essentially implies is the experience of a system that exists within each one of us. By profession, I'm a doctor. I work in neurosciences, neurology to be precise. And so I'll try to explain in those kind of terms a little bit, because I think it helps to understand what this is about, and that this is not just a figment of somebody's imagination, but is rooted very much in science, in medicine, but most important in spirituality. So something that Leena said before is very important. It's about the truth. And I would like to start off with that and use that as the fulcrum for trying to explain this system that exists within each one of us. So for example, right now, you're hearing my words. You can see me, I can see you. You have this perception of space. We are in Fremont. All of this is a function of a system that exists within us called the brain, and which is part of the larger system called the central nervous system. The eyes, our eyes can see images, our ears can hear the sounds. Our cognitive system allows us to give us a sense of who we are as individuals. What is our name? What is our identity? Where we are? We are oriented in time and space. Today is Friday. It's evening time. All of these things they are part of a truth in which we exist. That is our everyday existence. But beyond that is a higher truth, is a subtler truth. And throughout antiquity, across different, what we might say, philosophies, religious schools of thought, forms of beliefs, we can call them religions, if you will. This truth has been spoken about by very great souls, that this truth is absolute. It's not relative. It is not subjective. It is absolute. It is one, it is eternal, and it is everlasting. The ability to perceive this absolute truth, completely unfiltered, relative to our personal biases, our ethnic considerations, the way we have been raised, our belief systems in whatever we may choose to believe, yes or no. This particular truth is absolute. It is not subject, it is unchanging, it is eternal, it is everlasting, and it exists all around us. Indeed, it fills up the cosmos. We call it divine energy. That energy can be felt, can be experienced by humans through a mechanism that our creative process, the process that has actually created us, that energy that has created us, has installed, you might say. It is hardwired into us. What is that system? This is that system, and it is my pleasant sort of task this evening to briefly introduce it to you. Now, this system, this schema that you see in front of you, is not new. Multiple systems of yoga have spoken about it. It has been written about, it has been talked about, again, as we said, in various philosophies by great souls, poets, philosophers, even incarnations, as we would choose to call some of them. But what it essentially implies, or what it essentially means, is that within us resides, at the bottom of our vertebral column, in the bone we call os sacrum, the sacrum bone. And this was called os sacrum by the Greeks because they believed that there was something sacred about this bone. So go figure. Within this sacrum bone, at a very subtle level, like a grain of sand almost, exists an energy. It's called the Kundalini energy. So I've heard about it, everybody knows about it, the word has become pretty common, even in popular culture. This energy resides in a dormant state. Along with that energy are three energy channels. So we have one on the left side, which is dark in color. Then we have one on the right side, which is sort of bright yellow, as is demonstrated here or shown here. And in the center, we have a central channel. Along with these three energy channels, we have energy centers, also called as chakras. Again, in this day and age, everybody knows that expression. So there was a time when we would be hesitant to introduce these terms, but no longer so, particularly not in the Silicon Valley area. This, together with the energy, that is the Kundalini energy, the energy channels and the chakras, forms our subtle system. And it is through this instrument, which resides within each and every human being, regardless of any other identity, is the instrument through which we perceive the absolute truth. This energy that we are surrounded with, in which we dwell, in which we exist, which is the only eternal lasting energy, we can perceive that energy by the awakening of that energy, its ascent through the 6 energy centers that lie within the central channel, its breaking through the fontanelle area. Fontanelle, it's actually a Latin word. It's there in anatomy textbooks. It's called fontanelle. Fontanelle means a fountain. So once again, go figure. Whoever wrote these names in Latin had a sense of what this was about. So the fontanelle essentially means a fountain. So when this energy rises and it pierces through the 7th energy center, in that area, we can actually feel a cool breeze coming out from the crown of her head. That moment, that happening, is called self-realization. Now, why is it called? Because everybody knows the expression, but what does it mean? Self-realization essentially again comprises obviously two sort of domains. Self realization essentially means that you are able to feel your true essence, your true existence, the absolute truth about yourself and the power that created each and every one of us. And this is the instrument through which that knowledge can be perceived on our central nervous system, because on the tips of our fingers we have the endings of what we call the autonomic nervous system, sympathetic nerve endings. A lot to go into in one evening, but just suffice it to say that when this energy rises and it stimulates that part of the brain, it allows us through our own nervous systems that again exist within each and every one of us to be able to feel that energy. Does that make sense? All right. Hopefully it does. We'll be very happy to answer your questions later on. But this is the basic, shall we say, construct that we need to be aware of before we get into the meditation session. Now, the beauty of Sahaj is that all it needs is for you to have a pure desire, just to get your self-realization, and that's it. Don't have to read big books, don't have to be aware of any other deep philosophical concepts, don't have to go through any rigors, physical, mental, or otherwise. All you need is to be just seated exactly as you are, and just through the process that we will be led through shortly, you can experience this for each and every one of you. Which is why when Leena said today is a special day, no kidding, it is indeed a special day. So today you can experience this for yourself. Now, before I move on, a few words about the person we hold in the highest esteem, whose photograph you see in front of you. We call her Sri Mataji. She was born in India, and in 1970, she started this process, she started this way of meditation, which allowed for amas experience. For those of you who are into spirituality, who may have read about it, initially this kind of knowledge was given to a select few. You had to go through a lot of rigor to be able to be deemed worthy of receiving this knowledge. What she did, starting from 1970, was to allow the experience of this at an amas level. So she started in 1970 in India. The movement grew exponentially over the years, and then today, as we said, we are present in over 100 countries. Basically, Sahaj is completely free, exactly also as Leena said, because, as Shri Mataji would say, that this is your birthright. Just as you didn't go to any university or any college, didn't get a diploma to teach your cardiovascular system how to pump blood. Your brain didn't have to go through a process of certification where it allowed you to be able to function, or where it allowed it to function to be able to process the billions of bits of information it processes every second. Your lungs didn't have to go through a certification program to know how to breathe. The digestive system likewise. So what Mataji basically said was, this is your birthright. You cannot pay to get it. We are all volunteers here. We all have day jobs. But just as somebody did something like this for us at some distant point in time, maybe in some part of the country, we believe that we would want to pass this on. And that is why we are all volunteers. It's an entirely voluntary organization. We are a very informal lot, but we are very formal and very serious when it comes to one thing and one thing only, and that is meditation. We're very serious about our meditation. We don't have a serious countenance, but we are very serious about our dedication. We are very serious about what we want to do evenings like this. We have a meditation center in Fremont. We'll share that address with you later on. But for now, let's enjoy the bliss of this experience, which is a very important one. An evening like this is something that you will remember for hopefully for a long time, and this is the beginning of a beautiful association between those of you who have come here for the first time. So we welcome you again. And with that, let me then pass on the baton in a way for the most important part of the evening to Kushal. Kushal is an engineer, well, who isn't in Silicon Valley, right? Maybe people like me are exceptions. He has been practicing Sahaj ever since he was very young, and he will lead us through the process of meditation. Again, after the music concert, we'll be around if you have any questions and happy to answer them. Thank you for your indulgence and your patience. And with that, Kushal.
Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you, Dr. Ashish, for the nice introduction. My name is Kushal. Like mentioned, I've been practicing it for quite some time, and we will do the meditation technique. Okay. I was told not to touch this. So I was told not to touch the mic, so I disturb it all the time. Okay, so what we'll do first is I'll show you the steps. We'll walk through the steps first, and then what we'll do is I'll show all the steps of where we'll keep our hands. We'll be using our hands to do the exercise. And in the exercise, what we do is we're basically talking to the energy within us, right? So the energy which is at the base of our spine, we will be talking to this energy. This energy is a very personal energy. It's a very motherly energy, and that's why I'll be calling it and associating it with the mother. Each one of us is free to call it anything we are comfortable with. You can even call it the energy. You have to say it in your heart. So what we are doing is we use our hands to keep it at different points in our body, and then talk to this energy by saying some affirmations, which hopefully helps this energy to rise. And the most important ingredient in all of this is the self-desire to see this energy rise. So that's the only thing you need. So yeah, I'll show the steps. So like mentioned, there have been two channels in our body, right? The left side and the right side, which was marked off. So what we'll do is we'll use our left hand, we'll keep it in a lap, open. You don't have to do anything with it. Sit, make it comfortable, as much comfortable as you can. So the left hand will always remain open in our lap. Next, we'll take a right hand, keep it at the heart level on the left hand side. Right hand, heart level on the left hand side. You don't have to remember this. I'll repeat this when we're doing the meditation. This is for reference. This will be the first step. The next step is we'll take our right hand, place it at the upper abdomen on the left hand side of our body, just below the rib cage. The next, we'll take our right hand, place it at the lower abdomen of the body, where the upper and the lower torso meet. This would be the third step. Next, we'll take it back to the upper abdomen, just below the rib cage. Then we'll take it back to the heart level on the left hand side. After this, we'll take it to the back of our neck, and we'll turn our head towards the right to make it easy. I'll just turn myself to show where the hand is. After that, we'll take our right hand, place it at our temple, press it slightly, turn our heads towards Mother Earth. After that, we'll take our right hand, keep it at the back of our head, raise our head towards the sky using the hand as a rest. And in the final step, we'll stretch our hands, keep the middle of our palm at the top of our head, and we'll be rotating our scalp in clockwise direction. Just the scalp 7 times. Right? So these are the steps. In each of these steps, like I said, we'll be saying some affirmations. And like I said again, repeating myself, I'll be calling the energy the mother. You can call it anything which you're comfortable with. You have to just say it in your heart. You don't have to say it out loud. Okay, any questions about the process? Otherwise, we'll start. Okay, yes. No, I meant the question about the process. Everything else we can talk at the end. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll first relax down, open both of our hands. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, please do so, because it helps in the process in the beginning. Yeah, that's it. So we'll just take few deep breaths. Now we'll take a right hand, place it at the heart level on the left hand side. Here we will ask a question to the energy within us. Mother, am I the pure spirit? We don't have to say it out loud, we have to say it within ourselves. Mother, am I my own master? Next, we will take a right hand, place it at the lower abdomen where the upper and the lower torso meet. We'll press it slightly, and here we will say a statement or pray to the energy within us. Mother, please give me the pure knowledge. Mother, please give me the pure knowledge, the knowledge of my own self. We can say it in ourselves for 6 times. Mother, am I? Please give me the pure knowledge. Next, we'll take a right hand back on the upper abdomen, just below the rib cage on the left hand side of our body. Now, given that we have asked for the knowledge, we will certify or we will say to ourselves, Mother, I am my own master. Mother, I am my own master. We can say it for 10 times. The number is not important. Now we'll take a right hand, place it at the back of our neck. We'll turn our heads towards right to make it easy. Here we will say, Mother, I am not guilty. We don't have to think about anything specific, any specific person or incident, but from the bottom of our heart, we have to say, Mother, I am not guilty. We can say it for 16 times. Mother, I am not guilty. Now we'll take a right hand, place it at our forehead, press it slightly, turn our heads towards Mother Earth. Here we will say, Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Again, we don't have to think about anyone or any incident, just from the bottom of our heart, Mother, I forgive everyone. You can say it a few times. Mother, I forgive everyone. Next, we'll take a right hand, place it at the back of our head, just opposite side of where we kept our hand now. Raise our heads towards the sky using our hand as a backrest. Here we'll say, Mother, if I've done any mistake against the divine or against the nature, please forgive me. Mother, if I've done any mistake against the divine or the nature, please forgive me. We bring our hands down. Keep the middle of our palm, the top of our head. Stretch our fingers out. And we'll rotate our scalp. Just the scalp, not the full head. We'll rotate our scalp in clockwise direction. Each time we will say, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Clockwise direction, just the scalp. Mother, please give me my self-realization. When we are done, we can slowly bring our right hand back in our lap. We'll keep our eyes closed and try to keep our attention at the top of our head. And just enjoy the silence. We can slowly open our eyes. Let's one more experiment we can do. Let's take a right hand few inches above our head where we last touched and see if we are feeling any type of subtle energy flowing through us. We can move our hands up, down, sideways, to confirm what we are feeling. It's a very subtle energy flowing through us. Bring our right hand back in the lap. We'll do the same experiment with the left hand. We'll take our left hand few inches above our head where we last touched. And again see if we are feeling any type of subtle energy flowing through us. We can move our hands up, down, sideways to confirm what we are feeling. And slowly bring our hands down again. So if you experienced any type of subtle energy, it could be hot, cold, or warm, flowing through the top of your head or through your hands. You could also be feeling pinching, tingling sensations in your hand. All of those mean that the energy is working within you. So that's the main exercise. Hope all of you enjoyed it. Hope all of you could like it. At the end of the program, we'll share the details of what we did and where our nearest location are for the meditation. Follow up, we'll open for Q&A at the end. Now I'll pass the mic back to Leena ji for introducing our artist and starting the second half of our program. Thank you.
Wasn't that awesome? Did you all know that you all were in complete silence for almost 4 minutes? That's the power this meditation has. That's the power this energy has on you. That's the self-realization, knowing this energy, knowing yourself, understanding it, and being aware of it. That awareness part was what you felt here. It could be hot, cold, it could be tingling, or it could just be peaceful as you felt it right now. And this is for yourself, just for you. But others will enjoy this peace that you have experienced today because they can feel that aura growing as you meditate around you. So with that said, let's start the second part of this session, and we'll continue to hear this music and be in this meditative state. I would request that when the music is going on, try to keep your attention where you just pressed this section, the soft bone when you were a baby, or if you have seen a child. A little bit about the artist. He's very accomplished. We have Ritam Sarkar, who comes from India, and he plays the slide guitar. Ritam has been learning slide guitar or guitar in general, classical guitar, since the age of 9. And Pandit Debashish Bhattacharya was his guru in the initial phase. And later on, he continued with Pandit Shyamala Chatterjee, who has been learning from late Ustad Dabir Khan Sahab and Pandit Ravi Shankar. Ritam has got many awards. He's globally performed, and some of the information is there in a little pamphlet that we have with the QR code. He has CDs. There are a lot of releases that he has got. Some of the accomplishments of his CDs are the Divinity, Atma, Blessing, Fragrance, Moksha, Awakening of 7 Chakras, And also there are Delta Ragas, Indo-Canadian slide assembly from Canada. And some of the awards that he has got is Sur Mani Award from Singar Samsad, Mumbai. And do excuse me for some of the words that I'm goofing up. But he is really, really accomplished, and it's really our privilege to have him over here. I hear raving reviews from wherever he has performed. And so, with no further ado, Ritam, please come. And accompanying Ritam tonight is Prithvi Mankaukar. He is a Bay Area resident, IT professional. Indians can only do IT and doctorate, I think. Believing it more now. And he started learning tabla at a very young age, and he absolutely enjoys it. He has taken tutelage from many performing artists, including well-renowned musicians such as Pandit Ramdas Phulse. So, Prithvi, please come along. And Prithvi also has been performing and accompanying several artists around the world. So, here we go. Thank you. Enjoy your session today.
Hello. Jai Shri Mataji. So this is Ritam Sharma. I am going to play today my instrument named as slide classical guitar. So as you see that this instrument is a little different from what you used to see. So it is a modified Hawaiian guitar, you can say, which is a 6-string guitar played with a bar by sliding it down. I used to call it as a slide classical guitar because we are playing Indian classical music, and I'll be going to play with the bar by sliding it down, and this is a modified version of the Hawaiian 6-string guitar. So it has got the 4 main string with the chicory strings in the front for playing the first tempo jhala, and 3 droning string at the back. Also there are 13 sympathetic strings running below the main string, which are meant for getting the resonating effect with each and every note that I am going to play. So hope that you enjoy my presentation, and I am really thankful to all the Saiji brothers and sisters of Fremont who has organized this such a beautiful musical evening tonight. And as per my presentations, I am going to start with our 7 chakras, like a raga from our Bhavasagara, that is Rag Malkuns. In the presentation, I am starting with the Alap, which is a portion where the melody will goes without the beat, that will be followed with Jor and Jor Chala. It will be accompanied in the tabla in Madhala Tintal, and that will be, I complete it with Drut Jhala. Hope that you like my presentation. Once again, thank you to all the Saiji brothers and sisters and to all the new seekers who has come today. So I am starting with Rag Malkuns. Thank you.
Was that a wonderful experience? Can we have one more round of applause for the artist? I really want to say once more, but we are limited with time. Uh, we will have more sessions like these. There will be one tomorrow in Mountain House, and there will be one in San Ramon. Both of them will be between 10:30 and 12:30, if I'm not mistaken. But more about Saj Yoga, more about the classes, you need to register. There's a QR code over there. The sessions are free. And the next step to this is knowing more about the system that you have. And those will be the classes. So it's very important that you all register with the QR code over there so that you get the emails with regard to the material and everything that we have covered today. It will be all sent to you all. So before I go ahead, I like to thank Ritam and Prithvi. Tatiana, if you can please get the flowers and present it to Pritam. Sorry, Ritam. Pritam. I always goof up with names. So 1, 2, yeah. Thank you, Ritam. And we have Prithvi. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So all the classes that will follow up is through that QR code that you will register. It's very important about that. We have online sessions also as you advance through these classes. Again, all of that information is there on the website once you register. Now, before we go ahead, apart from the classes and the follow-ups, does anybody have any questions? The floor is open. All right. I love the part that you all don't have any questions. That's the ideal situation. We have done it. So before we end the session, one last thing that we need to do is how do we raise this Kundalini that we spoke about and give ourselves a protection? Think about it, that you are in a meditative state and you are clearing your aura around so that this energy within you remains for a longer period of time. And so what you're doing is you're raising this energy 3 times and you'll tie a knot above. And then you're going to give a semicircle like a rainbow, a semicircle. In Sanskrit, it's called as kavach, or you can call it bandhan, or just a protection in English, right? And so it's very easy. And it symbolizes what you're doing. Basically, it's the desire, which is your left side, that is constant. And that's what you're raising above with your left hand. And it's your action that you are wanting this desire to manifest. And that you will do by wrapping your hand like this. So maybe one of you can come over here and explain. And as I'm showing, so you raise your Kundalini energy, your left hand is steady, and your right hand goes around your left hand, inside out. So let's all of us do this slowly together, okay? Let's raise our Kundalini energy, this motherly energy, slowly. And I Yeah, go all the way up. Stretch your hands as much as you can and tie a virtual knot. There you go. Now try again raising this for the second time. Both your left and the right hand should work. It's your desire and your action that works together. Okay? Tie a second knot, 2 knots. The third time, you will raise it again. Slowly, all the way up, your hand goes. And you tie the knot. Where you tie the knot is your attention. That's where it needs to be. And what you're doing now, what you just did now, is raising of these 3 channels. 3 knots are for these 3 channels. Now we go to the chakras or the energy plexus within us. And that's what we give ourselves for the energy plexus, a protection around you. So from your left side, above to your right side, and you come back above to your left side again. That's one. That's for one energy plexus. Likewise, you will give that protection to each of these energy plexus. And as this energy, as you're doing that, this Kundalini energy goes in a spiral manner and it will start nourishing these energy plexus of yours. So that is what we do, okay? So all of us, let's do this together one time, okay? Raise your Kundalini. Keep your attention there. Raise up, tie 2 knots, raise up again for the third time and tie 3 knots. From your left side, above your head, come back to the left side again. That's one. The second energy plex is your Swadhisthana. The third one is your Nabhi. The fourth energy plexus is your Anahata. The next one is your Vishuddha. And the next one is your Agya. And the last one is your Sahasrara. When you do this, it builds a shield around you, around your aura, and it protects you and sustains that state which you did. Tonight, when you go home, do this as an experiment, hypothesis, with an open mind. Keep your hands open because all these 7 energy centers that you're seeing, they also reflect on your fingertips. As Dr. Ashish Pradhan said, it's your nerve endings over here, right? They're very sensitive. So keep it open so that you're receiving and letting the negative energy go out. All that you do is sit on a chair or on the ground, much better if you can. Keep your palms open upward and keep your attention here. You can touch it and you can massage if you want to, clockwise, slowly. But don't get too caught up in that. That's all you have to do. Just close your eyes so your attention is inward. You're not getting distracted outside. And that's the experiment you got to do morning when you wake up. Just sit on your bed. Don't slouch because you're going to go back to sleep. So sit nicely, not too stiff or anything like that. And just do this experiment. Do it for 21 days and see. Come to the session that we have, the classes that we'll have, and observe yourself. That's very important because this is about you. This is not about your neighbor, your father, mother, parents, husband, wife, children, nothing. This is for you. So see what you feel every day on your palms or on your fontanel bone, on this soft bone that you have. And if you want, you can write it down. And when you come back to the sessions, if you have any questions, you can always ask, or better yet, you can ask this energy just from your heart. Mother Kundalini, what is this I'm feeling? Or what is this? Like, if you have a question, just ask. And I trust me, you will get an answer to that question that you have asked. But know this energy. Do that as a discipline, because what you've got is very, very valuable. There is no, I don't know how to explain that part, but try and do this experiment for yourself. And we'll see you soon, hopefully, in the next sessions. So please go ahead and register yourself over there.